Hare Krishna.
cheto-darpana-marjanam, bhava-maha-davagni-nirvapanam, श्रेयः कैरवचन्द्रिका विदरणं विद्यावधुजीवनम् आनन्दाम्बुधिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतस्वादनं सर्वात्मा स्नपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्णसङ्कीर्तनं नाम्नामकारि बहुधा निज सर्वशक्ति तत्रार्पिता नियमितः स्मरणेन कालः एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि दुर्दैवं मीदृशं यः जानीनानुरागः तृणादपि सुनिचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना अमानिना मानदेन कीर्तनया सदा हरि न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवतात् भक्तिरहितकी त्वयि हे नन्दतनुज किङ्करं पतितं माम विषमे भवाम्बुधौ कृपया तव पादपङ्कजस्थित तुलीसदृशं विचिन्तये नयनं गलदश्रुधारया वदनं गदगदरुद्धया गिरा पुलकैर्निचितं वपु कदा तव नाम गृहणे भविष्यति युगायतं निमिषेण चक्षुषा प्रवशायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दविधेन मे आश्लिष्य वा पादरतां विनष्टु मामदर्शनान् मर्मतां करोतु वा यथा तथा विदधातु लम्पटो मत्प्राणनाथस्तु स एव नापरः मत्प्राणनाथस्तु स एव नापरः. We are reading from Adi-lila, Volume 2, Chapter 14, Lord Chaitanya's Childhood Pastimes. So from here now the Leelas will start. So Adi-lila has 17 chapters. So 3 more chapters and then Adi-lila is over. Then we will get into Madhya-lila. So Adi-lila, Madhya-lila and Antya-lila. So this is how the Chaitanya Charitamrita is. So Adi-lila describes his pastimes when he was a kid. And the Madhya-lila is in between. And then Antya-lila is his last years. So we'll read now. So today is how he took birth, what happened. So today's is the lila that we are going to listen is, the pastime that we are going to listen is about his birth. Katanchana smrite yasmin dushkaram sukaram bhavet vismrite vipratam syat Sri Chaitanya namamitam. Things that are very difficult to overcome and things that are very difficult to do become easy to execute if one somehow or the other simply chants the name of Lord Chaitanya and remembers him. But if one does not remember him, even easy things become very difficult. So, to this Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I offer my respectful obeisances. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Prabhura Kahile Ei Janmi Lila Janam Lila Sutra Yashodanandan Hai Chayila Yaiche Haila Sachi Putra. All glories to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Nityanand Prabhu, and all glories to all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya. I have described the advent of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who appeared as the son of Sachi Mata. Previously, he had appeared as the son of Yashoda. I have briefly spoken about the pastimes of his birth in chronological order. Now I shall give the synopsis of his childhood pastimes. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the childhood pastimes of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself. Although such pastimes appear like those of an ordinary child, they should be understood as various pastimes of Bhagwan. In his first childhood pastimes, the Lord turned upside down while lying on his bed, and thus he showed his parents the marks of his lotus feet. Madhya-lila age Prabhura utana shayana Pita mata dekhila chinna charana. The word uttan is used in this pada which means lying down on the bed, face upwards, or lying down flat on the bed. In his childhood pastimes, the Lord tried to catch the ball and stand up, but as an ordinary child falls down, so the Lord also fell down and again took on lying on his bed. गृहे दुई जन देखी लघु पद चिन्ह ताए शोभे ध्वज वज्र शंख चक्र मीना. So the Lord is just a baby and he's trying to stand up on the wall and he fell down. When he fell down, it appears like a small baby, but one must not consider he was small. He was not an ordinary baby, because when the Lord tried to walk, in his small footprints, there were specific marks of Lord Vishnu that were visible, just like those marks were the flag, the thunderbolt, conch shell, disc, and fish. His mother and father saw these marks, but they could not understand whose footprints they were. They were stuck with wonder. They could not understand whose marks could this be possible in their home. His father's name is Jagannath Mishra. Jagannath Mishra said, certainly, child Krishna is with the Shalagram Shila. Taking his childhood form, he is playing within the room. Seiksha jagi nimai kare akradana, ankelaya sache, sachi tare paya lastana. While Mother Sachi and Jagannath Mishra were talking, child Nimai woke up. His name was Nimai. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's name was Nimai because he was born under a neem tree. That place is still there in Mayapur. The tree is still there. So he was born under a neem tree, and that's why his name was Nimai. And Nimai, he walked and he fell down. And when he walked and he fell down, the footprints of this, the disc and the thunderbolt and etc. were on the floor. And parents are thinking, from where this mark came? Did the Shaligram roll? Shaligram is the stone, Shaligram stone in which Vishnu is worshipped. And sometimes even in the murtis, they have all these marks. Even when they make of Shaligram murtis, they'll make marks like this. So they thought possibly the Shaligram idol must have rolled down. They didn't understand that it was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu only. And as a baby, he would get up, he would cry, and then Mother Sachi would take him on her lap and then allowed him to suck her breast. While Mother Sachi was feeding the child from her breast, at that time, Mother Sachi saw on his lotus feet all the visible marks that were visible on the floor of the room. And that's why she called Jagannath Mishra. And when Jagannath Mishra saw all the wonderful marks on the soul of his son, he became very joyful. And then he privately called for Nilambar Chakravarti. Nilambar Chakravarti came there and he saw the marks and he smilingly said, formerly, I ascertained all this by astrological calculations and noted it in writing. There are 32 bodily marks that symptomize a great personality. And I see all these bodily marks on this child's body. There are 32 bodily symptoms of a great personality. 5 of his bodily parts are large, 5 fine, 7 reddish, 6 raised, 3 small, 3 broad, and 3 grave. So these were like seeing the body. So this is a science. They will read, just looking at the body part, they'll try to guess, okay, the symptoms of great personalities. So what are the 5 large parts? They are the nose, arms, chin, eyes, and knees. So if somebody has good nose, good eyes, so they will think, oh, good. It's a good symptom. The 5 fine parts are skin, fingertips, teeth, hair on the body, hair on the head. The 7 reddish parts are soles, eyes, palms, palate, nails, upper and lower lips. 3 small parts are the neck, thighs, and male organ. The 3 broad parts are the broad parts are the waist, forehead, and chest. The 3 grave parts are the navel, voice, and existence. Altogether, these are the 32 symptoms of a great personality. And so all these readers, they'll see the body when the baby is born. If somebody, they'll say, oh, they have broad forehead. If somebody has a broad forehead, it is accepted that generally they are very intelligent people, broad forehead. Similarly, skin, good skin, so it's a good quality. Long arms, it's a good quality. So all of those things, that's a science. This baby has the symptoms of Lord Narayana on his palms and soles. He will be able to deliver all the 3 worlds. This child will preach the Vaishnava dharma, and he will deliberate all the maternal and paternal families. And that's why, O Jagannath Mishra, I propose to you that you should perform a name-giving ceremony. We should observe a festival, and we should call all the Brahmanas and feed them sumptuously. In the future, this child will protect and maintain all the world. For this reason, he is to be called Vishwambhara. So Nilambar Chakravarti, he gave the name Vishwambhar because he is going to protect the entire world, and he has all the marks of Narayana in his body. So Bhagwan Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's baby name is Nimai. Then the next name that was given to him, official name, was Vishwambhar. After hearing all these predictions, Sachi Mata and Jagannath Mishra observed the name-giving festival in great joy. They invited all the Brahmanas and wives and fed them nicely. तबे कत दिन प्रभु जानु चक्रमान नाना चमत्कार तथा कराइला दर्शन. So the name-giving ceremony done, and then now the baby is growing. And after growing, he started crawling. And when he crawled, he did many wonderful things. Even then, Krandanayra chale balaila hari naam, nari sab hari bale hase Gauradham. Sometimes he would cry loudly, and he will not stop crying unless all the ladies of the house will start singing Hari, 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 Hari. So they have to, so all the ladies have to say Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, and then Nimai would stop crying. So all these little plays he would do. And after some days, so crawling is done, then he's trying to stand up and walk. So just small Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, okay? Baby Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, crawling baby, then walking baby, almost around the 10 months, 11 months. Now he has stood up and he started to walk. And now he's trying to, 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, he's trying to mix up with all the other kids. One day, this 2-3-year-old kid, Chaitanya Nimai, not Chaitanya right now, he's Nimai or Vishwambhara. One day, he was enjoying his playful sports with other children. And Chachimata brought a dish filled with sweet rice and sweet meats and asked Nimai to eat. So he's playing with all the friends, and Sachimata gave him some food. Okay, Nimai, you eat this food, I'm going back. I'll finish my work, but you finish your food. She went to the house to do her duties, and Nimai, instead of eating his lunchbox, it's like mothers giving lunchbox to the kids. You must, and kids are not notorious. They will not eat their lunchbox. They'll have so many reasons why they don't want to eat. So mother gave the lunchbox and mother left. Nimai, instead of eating the lunch, instead of eating the rice and the sweetmeats, he picked up the dirt and started eating the dirt. So instead of eating the food, he is eating dirt. Sachimata came there and then saw, what are you doing? Nimai, stop eating dirt. You should not be eating dirt. It is not good for you. Nimai is a small 3 or 4-year-old kid. Nimai says, कांदिया बले न शिशु के न करा रोष तुम्ही माता खैते दिला मोरे की बदोष. Nimai said, Ma, why are you angry at me? You only have given me dirt to eat. What is my fault if I'm eating dirt? Mother says, I gave you dirt to eat? Yeah, Mama. You gave me dirt to eat. That's why I'm eating dirt. Khai sandesha anna yateka mati ravikara. Listen to his argument. A 3 or 4-year-old child. Khai sandesha anna yateka mati ravikara. Eo mati sahimati he ki beda vichara. Oh, mother, I heard you were explaining to somebody and from other people also who talk in our home. They all say fused rice, sweet meats, all other eatables are nothing but the transformation of dirt. This is dirt, that is dirt. Please consider what is the difference between them. Mati deha mati bhakshya. देखा विचारी अविचारे देह दोष की बलिता पारी. He says, I heard people are talking. This body is made out of dust. From dust it comes, in dust it goes. So the body is also the transformation of dirt. The eatables are also transformation of dirt. Please reflect upon this. You are blaming me without consideration. What can I say? Getting it? So he's given, so this 3 or 4-year-old kid is giving the argument of an Advaiti. People say, right, all these Advaitis, everything is Brahma. Oh, what is this body? This body is made out of dust, 5 elements. So he says, so he's telling to his mother, Mother, I heard this body is made up of dirt. So the tongue is also made up of dirt. And from the same dirt, grains are grown. So from the same dirt, rice has come. So rice is also made up of dirt. From the same dirt, the grass is grown. The cow is eating the grass. So cow is basically eating the dirt. And the cow gives the milk. Milk is also a transformation of dirt. And from the milk you made sweets. There is also transformation of dirt. So whatever you see, everything is made out of the great element called earth element. Everything is made of dirt. So I'm eating dirt. What is the difference between rice and dirt? Samalostra kanchana. In Gita it says gold and dirt is just the same. So he's talking that logic with his mother, small Nimai. Astonished. Mother was like astonished. अंतरे विस्मिता सची बली लता हारे माटी खाते ज्ञान योग्य किसी खाला तो रे. Mother was astonished. She's like, who taught you this Jnana Yoga? This philosophical speculation that justifies eating dirt. And replying to him, she said, my dear boy, if we eat earth transformed into grain, our body is nourished and it becomes strong. But if we eat dirt in its crude state, the body becomes diseased instead of being nourished, and thus it is destroyed. In a water pot, which is a transformation of dirt, I can bring water very easily. But if I poured water on a lump of dirt, the lump would soak up the water and my labor would go useless. So understand the difference. Do not make everything is dirt, everything is dirt. In a pot, I can bring water and give it to you to drink, and it will satisfy your thirst. But if I say, oh, the pot is dirt, so let me, instead of getting inside the pot, let me just pour on the lump of dirt. And if I give you, what is going to happen? So Nimai says, Atma lukaite prabhu bali lata nare, age ke na iha mata nasi khala more. He says, Nimai now, no, like a sweet kid, he's like, oh, mama, Why did you hide this from me? Why did you conceal self-realization by not teaching me this practical philosophy in the beginning? So this is practical philosophy versus bookish philosophy. Now, oh mama, now that I can understand this philosophy, I will never eat dirt again. Whenever I am hungry, I will suck your breast and drink your breast milk. After saying this, the Lord, smiling slightly, climbed on the lap of his mother and sucked her breast. Thus, under various excuses, the Lord exhibited his opulences as much as possible in his childhood. And later, after exhibiting such opulences, he hid himself. On one occasion, the Lord ate the food of a Brahmana guest 3 times. And later, in confidence, the Lord delivered that Brahmana from material engagement. This story is given in Bhagavad. I read the story. It has been given in the purport also. The story of the deliverance of this Brahmana is as follows. A Brahmin who was touring all over the country, traveling from one place of pilgrimage to another, reached Navdeep and became a guest in the house of Jagannath Mishra. Jagannath Mishra gave him all the ingredients for cooking, and the Brahmana prepared his food. When the Brahmana was offering the food to Lord Vishnu in meditation, child Nimai came before him and ate up all. And because of this, the Brahmana thought, oh, I cannot offer this food to Bhagwan. It has become impure because already tasted by this baby. Therefore, the Brahmana again requested Jagannath Mishra, got the ingredients, he again cooked. In those times, these were the rules people would follow. Even I remember my grandparents also. If they traveled, my great grandparent, one of the great grandparents, he was a very holy person. He was a sadhu. So when they used to travel, they used to take their own rice, own dal, and they would cook their own food because they would not eat anything even during travel. I've seen that they would make their own rotis on the way. So even like people when they used to come to our home, and if they used to go back to their native places. So we would give them atta. Atta means flour, and we would give them rice, dal, all dry grains, and little haldi, little turmeric, and little salt. So that we know, because while they're traveling in the train or wherever they're traveling, if they have these ingredients, they can cook their own food. So this was a norm. Even my nana, nani, my grandparents, when they used to come, very, very much in the beginning, I'm saying, either they will cook their own food from home. So they'll make puris and sabjis. And they knew some of the sabjis where, they can last for 2-3 days. So they'll carry their own food from home. They will not eat anything from outside. They're Brahmanas. So we used to follow those Brahminical culture. So they will not eat food from the railway station. They will make their own food from home, get it, eat. And then when they're going back, they will take extra rice or something, so that in case if they are stuck somewhere, if they have to be, so then they can cook their own food. So they'll light up their own fire and make it. So Brahmanas had this habit. The culture is no more anymore. We have gone for convenience. Not possible in today's world. There is a thing called about dharma, My father taught me. The basic thing about dharma, like not cheating anybody, being truthful, doing yajna, tapasyas, austerities, maintaining cleanliness of bodily cleanliness, mental cleanliness, conscious clean, not doing any violence, not hurting anybody, being compassionate, being friendly. All these are pillars of dharma. One should not become loose on this. But there are certain things that can be modified as per Desh Kala Patra. Desh means the country you are living. Kal means the time you are living. And Patra means around the people, the society, the way you are living. We have come from India, from Those times we have moved. Times have changed a lot. We cannot, just because my grandparents were traveling in bullock carts, doesn't mean I should not avail of the airplanes. So these are the factors that you can change. They were having certain external symptoms that they were very staunch about it. It was applicable in their times. But when we have moved from country to country, we cannot follow those rules. There is racism, there is so many things happening abroad or any other place. So if time calls you to change your external appearance just because you are in a place where you have to be like that, you are not falling in your dharma then. So certain parameters are allowed to change according to Desh Kal Patra. The place, the time, and the society in which you are living. But the pillars, compassion on all human beings or all living beings, it cannot be changed. You cannot hurt anybody. Practicing truthfulness, it cannot be changed. Friendliness with everybody, it cannot be changed. Forgiveness and forgetfulness, you have to practice. So yeah, so external things can be changed a little bit here and there, but internal things cannot be changed. So one has to know those pillars of dharma. So when we're talking about this Brahmana, I just, so the Brahmana, one time he made the food himself. He is in Jagannath Mishra's house. Jagannath Mishra is Mishra, he is a Brahmana himself, but he is a householder. This Brahmana probably had his own thing. No, I will cook my own food. Please give me the raw ingredients, I'll cook it. So he cooked once, and then Nimai ate it. He was a child. He thought, oh, I can't offer this food to Bhagwan now. So again, he went to Jagannath Mishra, and then again, he was meditating. Again, Nimai did the same thing. So third time, he cooked the food again. But for the third time, the Lord came before him and began to eat the food, although the child had been locked within a room and everyone was sleeping because it was late night, thus thinking that on that day, Lord Vishnu was not willing to accept his food, that he was therefore ordained to fast. The Brahmana became greatly agitated and cried aloud, "Hi, hi, what has been done? What has been done?" When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw the Brahmana in that agitated state, he said, "Formerly, I was Yashodanandan, the son of Yashoda. At that time also, you had come at Nand Maharaj's home, and I disturbed you in the same way. I am very much pleased by your devotion. Therefore, today, whatever you are offering, I am eating it." Understanding the favor offered to him by the Lord, Brahmana was greatly pleased and he was overwhelmed with the love of Krishna. He was thankful to the Lord, but he felt himself greatly fortunate. Then the Lord asked the Brahmana not to disclose the incident to anyone else. This pastime has been explained in the Chaitanya Bhagavat, Adi Khanda, chapter 3. चोरे चोरे लाया गेला प्रभु के बहिरे पाया पाया तारे स्कंदे चढ़ी आयला तारे भुलाइया. And another pastime, the Lord was taken away, kidnapped by two thieves outside his home. The Lord, however, got up on the shoulders of the thieves, and while they were thinking they were safely carrying the child to rob his ornaments, the Lord misled them, and thus instead of going to their own home, the thieves came back to Jagannath Mishra's house. So Lord is so like babies, they'll put gold chain sometime, gold bangles. So these thieves came, they thought, we want the bangle and we want the gold chain from him. Let us just rob him. So they took him, but he misled him. He was a baby, but he misled him, and these two thieves came back to Jagannath Mishra's home only. व्याधि चले जगदीश हिरण्य सदने विष्णु नैवेद्य खाइला एकादशी दीने. One time, pretending to be sick, the Lord asked for some food from the house of Hiranya and Jagdish on the Ekadasi day. This also comes in Chaitanya Bhagavat. I'll read the story. It fully describes, it comes in Adi Khanda, it fully describes Lord's accepting Vishnu Prasadam on Ekadashi day at the house of Jagdish and Hiranya. Regular prasadam is offered to Lord Vishnu on Ekadashi because although fasting is recommended for devotees on Ekadashi, it is not recommended for Lord Vishnu. Once on Ekadashi in the house of Jagdish and Hiranya Pandit, there were arrangements for preparing special prasadam for Lord Vishnu. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked his father to go there to ask for Vishnu prasadam because he was feeling sick. And the house of Jagdish and Hiranya Pandit was situated within 2 miles from the house of Jagannath Mishra. Therefore, when Jagannath Mishra, on the request of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, came to Jagdish and Hiranya for the prasadam, they were a little astonished. How could the boy understand that special prasadam is being made for Vishnu? They immediately concluded Nimai must have supernatural mystical powers. Otherwise, how could he know that we have cooked special prasadam? And therefore, they sent the food to Lord Chaitanya and through his father, Jagannath Mishra. Nimai was feeling sick, but immediately after eating the Vishnu prasadam, he was cured, and he also distributed the prasadam among his playmates. शिशु सब लाए पादा पादा शीर घरे चूरी करे द्रव्य खाया मारा मारे बाला खरे. And he was behaving very much like a small kid. He learned to play with his playmates. He went to their houses of neighboring friends. He stole their eatables like small kids do. You see, you call them to your home, and if they like something in your house, sometimes they're scared to ask you, so they'll just slowly steal and eat and go. So that's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was doing. He was a kid. He's behaving perfectly like a kid, playing with his playmates, go to this person's house, just like how Krishna was doing, going and stealing butter. He is also stealing eatables. And sometimes he would fight with the children, and normal for kids to fight. And then when he used to fight, the kids used to go to Sachimata and complain about him that he is fighting with us, he is stealing from our houses, and sometimes Sachimata would get angry and call him, Nimai, why do you do this? You don't have to steal from people's home. And why are you fighting? Don't be like this. Why are you beating other children? Why are you going to others' houses? Oh, Nimai, you have your own house. Ask me what you want to eat. I'll give you everything. You don't have to go and steal from other people's home. So when mother used to get angry, so he used to feel sad. And not only sad, sometimes he also would give back to the mother, and he would get angry with mother, and he would go in anger to another room, and then he would get so angry and take all the pots and break it up as a child. Then Sachima would follow him. Okay, Nimai, calm down. You don't have to break the pots. Come. And then Sachimata would take him in her lap, and then pacify him. And then when she would pacify him, at that time he would be very ashamed because mother is giving so much love, and he would be ashamed. And then he would admit to all the mistakes he has done. Once the child Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chastised his mother with his soft hand, and his mother pretended to faint. Seeing this, the Lord began to cry. The neighboring ladies told him, Dear child, please bring a coconut from somewhere, and then your mother will be cured. He then went outside the house and immediately brought 2 coconuts. All the ladies were astonished to see such wonderful activities. So all this drama they used to do. So he got angry. So like, small kids, sometimes they'll say, I'll beat you up. So he went with his small hand, beat his mom. And mom acted, oh, I'm fainting. And when he fainted, there were 2 ladies there. Oh, Nimai, you want your mother to come back? Go get coconuts for your mother. Then she'll come back to normalcy. So he's going and he's getting coconuts just for his mother. So all these little leelas he are doing. Sometimes he would go to the Ganges. He should go to Mayapur. There's view. Ganges is very beautiful over there. And he would go and dip in the Ganges along with his playmates. And then he would see all the neighboring girls have come there, and the neighboring girls are worshipping Shiva over there and other gods. So he came out. He's like, why are you worshipping him? That is Shravan Mahina. In Shravan. He's like, why are you worshipping him? They're like, because we want to get good husband. Because it's normal for ladies, when we were also growing up, at that age, we were taught by our grandmas, oh, you must go and offer and worship Lord Shiva because you will get good husbands. So, so they were worshipping Lord Shiva. Ganga snana kari, puja kari, tela gila, kanya gana madhye prabhu asiya basila. So Shiva's thing is kept there. And Gauranga saw, Nimai saw. And then Nimai just came and sat near the idol. And then he looked at the girls. The girls are like, why are you sitting near the idol? We have to worship the idol. He's like, that idol is just a stone. I am the one. You worship me. I can fulfill your desires. Of course, he's the one. So, addressing the girls, he would say, worship me. I will give you good husband and good benedictions. The Ganges and Durga, they serve me. What to speak of others? Even Lord Shiva, he loves serving me. So what are you praying to? You pray to me. I will give everything to you. Sometimes, without the permission of the girls, the Lord would take their sandalwood pulp. So these girls have got sandalwood pulp so that they can put it on Shiva's idol. He would just take the sandalwood pulp and apply on himself. And then whatever the flower garlands they have brought for the Shiva idol, he would take and put it on himself. And then whatever the offerings they have got for the Shiva idol, he will eat it himself. And all the girls, when they saw this, they became very angry at the Lord one time and said, Nimai, you are like our brother in our village. So why are you behaving like this? We want to pray. And you are telling us pray to you? Nimai, stop this, Nimai. Not good. Don't take our paraphernalia for worship of Devatas. Please let us finish our puja. Don't create a disturbance in this way. The Lord said, my dear sisters, since you call me your brother, so my dear sisters, I am giving you the benediction that your husbands will be very handsome. They will be very learned. So he's behaving like God, They'll be very learned. He is God himself. They'll be very learned, clever, and young. Possess abundant wealth and rice. Not only that, oh my dear sisters, I am blessing you. Each of you with 7 sons. And all of those sons will live long and be very intelligent. Vani suni kanya gane antare santosha, bahire bhatsana kare mithya rosha. So when he was blessing, the girls are liking it a lot. Obviously, if somebody is blessing you, you will get great husband, learned husband, rich husband. Having enough rice means he is very rich, a very rich husband. Who doesn't want to hear that? So they are very happy internally, but outwardly they are like angry. So they're just pretending, and they rebuked the Lord under the pretense of anger. And when some of the girls fled, the Lord called them in anger and advised them as follows. Some of them, they're like, we don't want to hear you, what you're saying. And they're like, come on, let's go and pray somewhere else. He's not going to listen. And they left from there. So then the Lord calls them again. If you are miserly and do not give me the offerings, every one of you will have old husband with at least 4 co-wives. So when the girls were like, you're not listening, you're not understanding, let's go and pray somewhere else. Leave Nimai. So Nimai at that time changes his stance. Girls, if you don't give me those tables, those offerings that you have brought, if you behave miserly in front of me, whatever I spoke is not valid anymore. You all will get old husbands. And not only old husbands, all these old husbands will have 4 wives. Who wants to listen to this? After this, the girls are like, forget it. Who wants to fight with Nimai? Come on, give him everything. Hearing this supposed curse by Lord Chaitanya, the girls considering that probably he might know something uncommon or be empowered by gods. Who knows, through him, God is speaking. We should not upset Nimai. Come on, let's go give him everything. So the girls brought all the offerings and then gave it to Nimai, and Nimai is happy, and he blessed the girls to their satisfaction. So he would do this regularly, and all this, whatever he was doing, the message spread like wildfire that Nimai eats up all the prasadam. Nimai does not allow the girls to do any puja, and So every villager is talking about him, and it did not create any misunderstanding. Everybody would laugh at all these dealings. One day, a girl named Lakshmi, who was the daughter of Vallabhacharya, came to the bank of Ganges to take bath in the river and worship the devatas there. Seeing Lakshmi Devi, the Lord became very attached to her. Now Lord has grown up. So Lord has become attached to Lakshmi Devi, and Lakshmi also saw Lord and she felt great satisfaction. Then what happened? Of course, Sahaji ka priti da dunara karila udaya balya bhava channata buhaila nischaya. Their natural love for each other awakened, and although it is covered by childhood emotions, it became apparent that they were mutually attracted. They both enjoyed natural pleasure in seeing each other, and under the pretext of Devata worship, they manifested their feelings. So Lakshmi used to come on the Ganges now on the ghat, telling her parents, I'm going and taking bath in the Ganges and I'll just worship the gods and I'll come back home. That's that meeting point. Nimai used to come there too. And who is the Devata whom she has to worship? Whatever she is getting from home, Ma, give me this prasad, I'll give it to the Devata. That prasad goes for Nimai. Ma, give me this flower, I'll give it to the Devata. That goes for Nimai. Ma, give me this, I'll give it to the Devata. That goes to Nimai. And that's how they're exchanging their loves under the pretext of worshipping the demigods. The Lord told Lakshmi, Lakshmi, don't worry. Just worship me. I am the Supreme Lord. And if you worship me, certainly you will get the benediction, what is in your heart. So he knows. I mean, of course, both of them know. How do they have to speak then? So he's like, don't worry, worship me. Whatever you're desiring, you will get. Of course, she's desiring only him. He's like, all your desires will be fulfilled. Don't worry, worship me. On hearing the order of the Supreme Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lakshmi immediately worshipped him and offered him sandalwood pulp, flowers, garlanded him, and then Mallika flowers, and then offered all her prayers to him. Being worshipped by Lakshmi, the Lord began to smile, and he recited a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam and thus accepted the emotions she expressed. Sankalpo vidita sadhyo bhavati bhavati nama mad archanam maya anmodita sosau satyo bhavitum arhati. So Lakshmi has worshipped him. Lakshmi has offered her flowers, her garland to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Nimai. And how is Nimai responding? He has taken a shloka from Bhagavat and giving the benediction under the pretext of the shloka. He says, my dear gopis, I accept your desire to have me as your husband and thus worship me. I wish your desire be fulfilled because it deserves to be so. So this was the shlok taken from Bhagavatam when the girls were worshipping Katyayani because the girls wanted Krishna as their husband. So, during that Lila, Bhagavan has spoken these words, and today he has come as Nimai, and Lakshmi is there praying to him and offering garland, and he's blessing her. I accept your desire to make me your husband. And that's how they were expressing their loving feelings to each other. Lord Chaitanya and Lakshmi returned home. Who can understand the grave pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? But the neighbors, they all know what's going on. When the neighboring people saw the naughty behavior of Lord Chaitanya, out of love, they went to Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata, and then they complained. This is what Chaitanya, this is what Nimai is doing on the ghats. Sachi. And Lakshmi comes, he takes the flowers to Lakshmi and then says, oh gopis, I have agreed to be your husband. You can take me as husband. This is what is happening in the ghats. And this is what he's trying to say to other girls. Don't worship anybody else, worship me. All your desires will be fulfilled. But this is all jokes. One day, Mother Sachi, she heard too much. It was too much. She said, okay, I'll go to the Ganga and I'll see what is happening there. And one day she went and Nimai came to know, oh my God, mom is coming. What do I do? And then he just escaped. He just ran away from the Ganges and he fled from the spot. And mother could not catch him red-handed, doing all these playtimes with Lakshmi. Although he is the maintainer of the entire universe, the Lord sat upon some rejected pots in the pits. So he fled from the fled from the area so that mother should not catch him. But where does he go and hide? So there was a pit, when after the puja and all. So even today, people take out these earthen pots. In the earthen pot, they'll take all the stuff, prasadam and everything. And after that is done, they'll just break the pot and put it in a corner. So Nimai went and he went there and he hid inside the pots. The pots are broken and there are remnants of food thrown there because the pots were thrown after cooking. So Mother Sachi, kept looking, where is Nimai? Where is Nimai? And then she reached at the spot where he's hiding in this dirty place. Mother Sachi saw her boy sitting on the rejected pots. She protested, why have you touched these untouchable pots? You have now become impure. Go and bathe in the Ganges. Hearing this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, he taught his mother about absolute knowledge. Although amazed by this, his mother forced him to take bath. The Lord said at that time, mother, that this is pure and that this is impure is surely a worldly sentiment with no basis. In fact, you have cooked food for Lord Vishnu within these pots and offered the foods to him. So how can these pots be impure? So Mother Sachi has caught him and Mother Sachi is telling him these are impure. He is telling, how are you telling that, Ma, this is impure? Didn't you use these pots, same pots to cook food for Prasadam for Vishnu? So these pots are not impure. How are these untouchable? Everything in relationship with Vishnu has to be considered an expansion of Vishnu's energy. Vishnu is the super soul. He's eternal and uncontaminated. How then can these pots be considered as pure or impure? Mother Sachi is like, enough of your lecture. I heard your discourse. Now get up. Come out of this impure place right now. And go and take bath in the Ganges. So all these leelas are happening between the mother and the son. Kabhu putra sange sachi karila shayana dekhe divya loka ashi bharila bhavana. And sometimes mother is lying down and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Nimai would just come near her and then hug her and sleep like small babies, they do their mothers, right? And that hug is the best hug in the world when your kids hug you and sleep you. So Nimai just goes and hugs her mother and sleeps. And mother is looking at Nimai, how cute Nimai is. Sometimes you would see that he's shining bright. And sometimes you would see that angels have come and they're looking at Nimai. Once Mother Sachi told Nimai, Nimai, go and call your father. So Nimai went there. When the child was going out, there was a tinkling of ankle bells from his lotus feet. Hearing this, his father and mother were struck with wonder. Jagannath Mishra said, this is a very wonderful incident. Why is there a sound of ankle bells from the bare feet of my child? Sachi said, I also saw another wonder. People were coming down from the celestial kingdom and crowding the entire courtyard. They made noisy sounds that I cannot understand. I guess they were offering prayers to someone. Jagannath Mishra said, never mind what it is. There is no need to be worrying. Let there always be good fortune with Vishwambhar. This is all I want. Ekadina Mishra Putrera Chapalya Dekhiya धर्म शिक्षा दीला बाहु भर्सना करिया. On another occasion, Jagannath Mishra, seeing the mischievous acts of his son, he gave him lessons in morality, and after rebuking him greatly. On that very night, Jagannath Mishra dreamt that a Brahmana had come before him speaking those words in great anger. So he dreams, his father, Jagannath Mishra, dreamt that, my dear Mishra, do you know anything about your son? Why did you rebuke him? Why did you chastise your son? You have no idea who he is. Jagannath Mishra replied to this Brahmana, it's okay. He may be a devata, he may be a mystic, he may be a saintly person. It doesn't matter what he is. For me, Nimai is just my son. So I can rebuke him and I can give him lessons on morality. For me, his son. Maybe Brahmana, you're looking at him in some different way, but this is not how I look at my son. My son is my son. And I am his father. And as a father, putrera lalana shiksha pitara swadharma amina sikhaile keche jani badharma marma. As a father, it's my duty to teach dharma to my son. This is the lila happening. Father thinks Nimai is just his son, and I have to give him the lessons on dharma. Dharma himself has incarnated in his house. Same Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna who gave dharma, Bhagavad Gita. That Bhagwan who is dharma himself has incarnated in his house. And look at the pastime that father is saying, I have to teach my son dharma. If I don't teach my son dharma, who else will? So maybe all of you are seeing in some different angle. I don't see him like that. He is my son. I have to chastise him. I have to rebuke him. I have to give him moral lessons. So, and I have to educate him in both religion and morality. If I do not give him this education, how will he know it? The Brahmana replied in the dreams, Vipra kahe putra yadi daiva siddhaya swatah siddha jnana tabe siksha vyatahaya. The Brahmana said, if your son is transcendental mystic, boy, with self-effulgent perfect knowledge, what is the use of your education? Mishra kahe putra kene, Mishra kahe putra kene, nahe narayana, tathapi pitara dharma putrera sikshana. Jagannath Mishra replied, even if my son is not a common man, but Narayana, it is still my duty, it is the duty of a father to instruct his son. In this way, Jagannath Mishra and Brahmana discussed the principles of religion in the dream, and yet Jagannath Mishra was absorbed in unalloyed parental mellow and did not want to know anything else. Being very pleased, the Brahmana left after talking with Jagannath Mishra, and when Jagannath Mishra awakened from the dream, he was very much astonished. He related the dream to his friends and relatives, and every one of them was very much astonished to hear of it. In this way, Gaurahari performed his childhood pastimes day after day and increasing the happiness of his parents. And after some days, Jagannath Mishra inaugurated the primary education of his son by performing the Hate Khadi ceremony within a very few days, the Lord learned about all the letters and combination of the letters. This is the synopsis of the childhood pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, placed herein with the chronological order. Vrindavan Das Thakur has already elaborately explained his pastimes in his book Chaitanya Bhagavat. I therefore have made only a brief summary. Being afraid of repetition, I have not elaborated this subject matter. And then he ends up in his style. Shri Rupa Raghunatha Padayara Asha Chaitanya Charitamrita Kahe Krishnadas, praying at the lotus feet of Shri Rupa and Shri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy. I, Krishnadas, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta purports of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi-lila, 14th chapter, describing Lord Chaitanya's childhood pastimes. So thus we end here. Tomorrow, next week when we come, we are going to hear his Pauganda-lila, he has become a little adolescent. Pagonda means adolescent. So all those things that he did in his adolescent years, we are going to hear about that. All right. Let me see your, okay, Sai has written. Dear Guruma, yesterday we briefly spoke about the importance of having prasadam for spiritual development. I know this is related to 4 legs of dharma: austerity, cleanliness, truthfulness, and kindness. I'm a vegetarian when it comes to my personal food habits, but my family members eat chicken and fish. I cook for them, and therefore I am not clean or kind or austere for our scriptures. I am basically standing on one leg, as I do not lie for any reason. I have faith in Lalitama, Sri Radha and Krishna and Hanumanji. Lord Chaitanya came to deliver both pious and impious soul and taught that chanting alone can deliver us. I know that you tell us the practical truth, authentic from your spiritual experience. So please tell me, what is the hope for my spiritual progress? There is hope always. You do your work. God only sees your sincerity. That's about it. Vibhishan was living in Lanka. What do you think those Ravan and his clan was doing? But yet, Vibhishan kept chanting Ram, 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 and then one day Ram came and delivered him. There are many stories like this. Many stories of many bhaktas like this who were delivered. So, your family is eating, you are in a situation like that, God knows why you're in that family. So, but you don't compromise on your principles just because the family is like that. You continue your chanting, you continue your being vegetarian, you continue your good habits, but God has put you into that family so that your punya, your merit can help all those souls. One of them has become your husband, others have become your kids, others have become anybody else who has come in contact with you. So your punya, your merits are also going to help them. So you continue your thing and hope is always there. Do not worry. All right?
Jai Ma, thank you.
Okay. All right. So we'll end it up here then and we'll see you next week. May your days and night be Chaitanya mein. Have a good weekend. Jai Shri Krishna. Radhe Radhe.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Radhe